All right. Oh, yeah. I did. I did actually vote. Hold on. We got gray on gray here. Gray on gray. Which side are we going? I don't know. How y'all doing? Greetings. Welcome. Welcome back to Black Bear News. What's going on? Can you hear me okay? I have been doing a lot of like putting together of my studio and tearing apart and putting it together. So first things first, can you guys like tell me if you can hear me, please? We're live on Rockfin, Rumble, and on YouTube, and we're gonna just kind of get into this. Can you hear me? First things first, can you please tell me if you can hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? 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 All right, we're the results are coming in. Hello, anybody in the chats? Please respond. Please tell me if you can hear me because I can't. Like, I don't want to go forward if I can't. You can't hear me. Yes, you can hear me. Great. Okay. Is it okay? The sound is okay? All right. Not too low, not too high. All right, cool. Yes, we're watching the election coverage. We're doing just a special time live stream. And I'll play some clips while we're watching this hoo-ha. What's the general consensus? Is it too close to call still? I just tuned in. I just tuned into everything. I don't know if this has sound. Does this have sound? Let's see. It doesn't seem like this has sound. I see a lot of typical states going for the person that you would think they're going to go for. So, I don't see any really surprises. I guess we're looking at like Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida went for Trump, Arizona, Nevada. Did anybody vote or did anybody opt out? No judgment. Either way. What's happening there? What happened in New York? Did they not give a number in New York? Am I tripping? Let's see if we can get another stream going here. I don't know how crazy I can get with the streams, y'all. We might have to. This is let's see. And maybe, let's hope that YouTube doesn't make me sign in again. LA Times YouTube. I'm trying to find we'll see. CBS, latest election day news, MSNBC, NBC. All right, let's go with NBC for now. And then we'll I've got Fox News up and I've got NBC up. How about that for so in the poly markets earlier today, they had Trump up quite a bit. Trump up by like 30 points in the poly market. Hold on one second. Hold on. I think I'm going to have to get rid of some of these tabs because I'm having an issue even seeing. Can y'all let me watch this? All right. So Trump has 100 according to MSNBC. Hold on, let me get this in here. According to MSNBC, Trump has the electoral at the moment 154 to 30. Oh no. Yeah. In the popular vote, Trump has the popular vote. There you go. So hold on, let me get this looking a little better. We don't need this. How's it looking at the house? Oh man, it's looking like a kind of it's early. It's so damn early. At the moment, it looks pretty red, but let's not jump the gun. And it's a lot of the polls just closed out here a little while ago, so we probably I don't know. I've dedicated myself for about an hour tonight, so we'll watch for about an hour, and we'll kind of mess around and bullshit and talk about different things while we're here. So Saw some Rockfin people earlier. They stepped in and then stepped out, but I know there's a lot of people streaming tonight. Going South says you didn't figure out a way to vote. Okay, because we're kind of just hanging out. I'll be, reading off your chats for the night. So just let it fly, let it fly. Um, so I did actually vote. And do we need the sound? I guess not. I thought I was going to get some commentary, but what I'm getting is just obviously we don't need this sound. We don't need the music, do we? That was annoying. Would you agree? Got a couple people watching on Rumble too. Hello. All right, Rumble people, YouTube people, welcome, greetings. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. So I voted, and it kind of went weird for me. I will tell you, for Senate seat in California, I voted against Adam Schiff because he is one of the just most lecherous lizard-like Democrats in the country right now. He was a big promoter of Russiagate. He was a big promoter of like all the COVID junk. Adam Schiff is a terrible human being. And so I voted for Steve Garvey. Steve Garvey, former baseball player, a childhood hero of mine. That's not why I voted for him. I voted for him because his name wasn't Adam Schiff. Because I'm voting against anybody who is a certified lizard person, and Adam Schiff is definitely that. And they haven't called any of the Senate. They haven't, Senate races are still out. So I can tell you that's who I voted. But one of the few times I'm going to vote Republican, but just because I'm voting against, a Democrat who I absolutely hate. And there's no other options, right? There's no green option. There's no, if there was a libertarian, I might have, there probably was, but they weren't on the ballot. I might have even gone libertarian had there been a libertarian on the ballot, but I went Republican because it was the only person whose name was not Adam Schiff. I also did the same last year when there was a recall election, and Newsom was up for a recall, and LA Times has 99 Harris and 120 Trump. Oh, interesting. All right. Judy Truitt says redacted guy thinks it will be a Trump landslide. Let me find the LA Times here. Let's see. Are you looking at a static website or are you looking at a YouTube channel, Bella? Let's see. That's Fox News. LA Times, you know about LA Times though. I mean, the LA Times, like the New York Times, is freaking really leaning. They really lean left, and they really lean towards like bullshit, dumb shit left. Like, so, I don't know. I know that doesn't matter when you're covering an election, I guess, but sometimes it can. Sometimes it can. I have to say though, the LA Times has really been a disappointment lately. But they didn't endorse anybody for president, so that's interesting. So maybe they are a little bit. Maybe they are trying to be unbiased. I don't know. Mm, okay, I'm gonna leave. Let's see. Uh, yeah, I talked about that earlier going south on the poly market, that Trump was up by like 30 points on the poly market. Yeah, it's early. It's early. It ain't, it's real early. This is NBC, MSNBC. In past years, their election update has been good. Are you watching just on a static website? Hold on. The thing is I don't subscribe to the LA Times, so are they going to let me look at it? Um, oh, they are going to let me look at it. Okay, here we go. We'll switch to this for a second. LA Times, Harris 99, Trump 137. Senate seats, Reds up and Reds up in the House. So again, super duper early. Although, wasn't it? Did it seem like in 2016? Didn't it seem like they called it like super duper early? Like I remember it being like, I want to say I remember it being like light outside still. Like it was really early, and they called it very early for Trump in 2016. If I maybe my memory is just super wonky, but I just remember it being like extremely early in the evening, and I was like, why are they calling it so early? I was actually questioning, because they don't typically, they try not to call things too early. They don't want to get ahead of themselves for good reason, right? Because they've done that in the past, and people were like, hey, what gives? I think at one time, um was it, what year was it when they called a presidential race super early, and there was cries of election? I don't remember what year it was. I know it was probably like 30 years ago. They called a presidential race really early, and there were cries of interference because they called it like before California was even counted. And then, so everybody was like, hey, we didn't count all the votes yet. People are still out voting. And they called it like super early. What, I don't remember what year that was. I want to say it was like maybe it was a really long time ago. Maybe it was like a Reagan election. Maybe it was like Reagan Mondale, something like that. I don't know. And they called it super early, and everybody was like really mad. Um, I hope that's a funny sentence, Bella, because some people do enjoy the afterbirth after their children are born. They freeze the afterbirth and turn it into stuff. But also love your kids after they're born. Please do that. Please do that. Okay, I'm going to close this tab and hope that all things don't fall apart. Let me see. I just got a whole bunch of things. All right, checking in on Rockfin. What's up, Denver? Hello. What? What is going on? I saw that post, Steph. What do you mean? He wants to lose? It's usually the job of the Dems. Well, you just have to listen to Trump talk for a little while before you go like, huh. He does say some wild shit. He does say some really wild stuff, you know? Um when he's speaking, but people just tend to gloss over the wild stuff that he says. Um he does, it's kind of hard to ignore. Does he want to lose? I don't know. I haven't seen that. They're adding more for Trump though here on the Times. 177 to 99. Let's go back to the Fox News. Where they've added more for Trump on Fox News. Yeah, whether Trump wants to lose or not, I don't think, you know, I mean, I have been saying that I think he's going to win. Not because I like the guy. I just think that's the way it's going. Just from what I can see and what I can feel, I think that's true. And and I'm also, I think I actually am swimming in like the popular stream of people who think, right? There's been a lot of indicators, just across the board of people who seem to be pointing towards Trump. That's all. That's all I'm going on. I'm going, on what I feel and see, and also on the indicators that I'm seeing from other places. But who knows? We could get a surprise. We don't know yet. Votes aren't all counted yet. But I don't know. I don't see that he's trying to lose. I think he's just generally, he's just Trump. He can't stop being Trump. You know? I think that's just, that's cool. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, Trump is just going to Trump. But Trump, um Trump just seems to have, he's Teflon Don. He is Teflon. He's literally just immune from, well, some scrutiny, at least from his followers. Obviously, the left loves to, but the left, here's the problem with the left, is that they just make shit up about him when all they have to do is point at the things that he obviously says and does. Right? It's like, and that has been the truth for a long time. Several people have said that over and over again. Is that you could actually point to the things that Trump actually does that are terrible, but the Dems don't do that, and the liberal media doesn't do that, because most of the terrible things that he does are things that they themselves condone and also would do if they were, it's stuff that both parties do and engage in, that are, the shitty behavior that they both engage in, that they're fine with. But they have to, like, make cuts and right, they cut up videos and take his words out of context, and they, you know make shit up about, like, they do all the stuff that's ridiculous, when all they have to do is point to the things that he actually does. Like, nobody's, but whatever. I digress. All right, let's well, while we're watching this, let's do some entertaining. Let's listen to Carrie. Let's listen to Carrie Wedler talk about this. I may be playing some things that everybody's seen. God dang it, guys! Tonight is dedicated to Peanut. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to start this over. We'll start it over. Hold on. Guys, can you hear this video? Going South says no audio. Can anybody else hear it? I can hear it. It should be. You're not getting the audio? What the hell? But why? Okay, let's try it again. Also share tab audio. Okay. Okay, let's try it again. Can you hear it now?
Including inflation taxes and burdened by the trillions in debt you're, quote, breaking election news. No one is coming to save you. Not him.
Okay. Tell me if you can you hear the audio?
Not even him, not her, and definitely not him or him. Despite the rhetoric, platitudes, and grandstanding of power chasers, if any of these people genuinely intended to save you or even could, they'd already be dead. But why do so many people feel they need a politician to save them in the first place? Because things are so bad. But how did they get so bad? People have been voting for politicians to save them for generations, and for lesser evils almost as long. And after all that, we got this dumpster fire. How are politicians going to save you from the messes they created? Yep, that includes this guy too. Despite the years of programming we all received that voting is our voice and makes us.
Okay. Sorry. Oh. Now you guys have sound? Do you guys have sound now? Please confirm. Please confirm, because I'm confused now. I need another confirmation. Okay, great. I'm getting confused about which tab I'm on. Sorry. Oh, where am I? Okay. That is really confusing. Okay.
Free, the opposite is true. We're indoctrinated to believe it's the most effective way to make a change, usually to fix problems the government created. And in participating, we choose masters for others and call it representation. We're conditioned to believe we can't do it ourselves and have to outsource it to others who know better than us. And that doing so is, quote, taking action, which has resulted in an ever-encroaching imperial police surveillance state that impoverishes and insults the people it, quote, represents and serves. Some people think acknowledging this means I'd rather do nothing. But pointing out the illegitimacy of the system is not apathetic or defeatist. It's required to start pulling ourselves out of this hellhole and start taking responsibility for ourselves, not outsourcing it to documented criminals and megalomaniacs who seek authority over others. The real defeatism and apathy is tolerating the meager options the system gives you and playing along with their game. And the more you fixate on politics and what political puppet takes the throne, the less energy you have to actually do something. It's on you to take care of your health and well-being, which would be a lot better off if the government hadn't been subsidizing filth and declaring it safe for decades, and the political machine didn't keep you gripped in a perpetual state of fear and reactivity. It's on you to take care of your own survival, which would be a lot easier if you weren't forced to pay a litany of taxes, including inflation taxes, and burdened by the trillions in debt your, quote, representatives take on in your name. It's on you to make this system obsolete by demanding better for yourself. You can mean you as an individual or as communities you choose to be a part of. But in either case, we must become less reliant materially, emotionally, and spiritually on powerful, corrupted institutions and authority figures. And we doesn't mean the euphemism for a tiny ruling class. That's a figment of imagination and propaganda to placate the masses. No politician or government is coming to save you, and the sooner we as individuals and communities recognize this, the sooner we can come up with actual solutions and actually save ourselves, which is a lot more effective than perpetually voting for evil to stop evil and being shocked that evil remains in power.
All right. Good stuff from Carrie. Oh, I am getting confused. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. Just for a second, and I'll pull up another. Steve Garvey. What's happening with Steve Garvey? Is he going to be senator? Steve Garvey. All right. Okay, I got another clip here. As we watch some things roll in. This is good clip. Peter Dow sharing this. And this is a young man talking about voting third party, which is actually what I did. I voted for Jill Stein. And you can fault me for that or not. I don't really care. I think that, I don't know if third parties are ever going to be allowed to be viable, but it seems to be our best option for trying to break down what's going on and break the gridlock of the two-party duopoly and third party ranked choice voting, anything else. All right, let's listen to this real quick.
Nobody owns my damn vote. The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, any party, they don't own my vote. My vote is my vote. They have to earn my vote. I'm not beholden to anyone. I'm not just going to throw my vote away for Team Blue or Team anything just because it's a team. What are you proposing? The Democratic Party is trying to kick the Green. They sued the Green Party in Nevada, got them kicked off. They try to get the Green Party kicked off in Wisconsin. They try to get the Green Party kicked off in Georgia and even in this state. So they don't care about democracy. They just care about winning. Because if you care about democracy, let the Green Party flourish. If any third party gets 5% of the vote, they get on a number of ballots automatically, without having to raise a ton of money. And they'll get between $10 to $20 million in federal funding, which they can then use that money to build a larger, more vibrant third party.
Do you ever hear that on the news? What you just said?
Hell no. Nobody owns my damn vote. The Democratic Party, the Republican Party, any party, they don't own my vote.
He makes good points there. And this is why, this is why the Democrats are just loathsome to the core. Because they're the ones that are trying to kick people off of ballots. Trump is at 75% on Polymarket. Jesus. They're the ones that kick people off of ballots. They're the ones that seem to be willing to do the dirt, much more brazenly, openly. They don't, their current nominee for president didn't receive any votes whatsoever to get, there was no conferring with the with the populace, the people, about whether she should be the person running for president. They seem to be the most undemocratic of parties, even though Democrat is in their name, and or is their name. I don't see the Republicans doing stuff like that. I'm not saying the Republicans are great people, but they just aren't, going to that degree of trying to get to really, rig things up in their favor. So, a man is accused of stabbing a 53-year-old man in the neck, a 20-year-old man in the hand, and hitting a 58-year-old woman with his car. What is this? What is this? Wow. He saw an ex-girlfriend at a restaurant with another person. Man, jealousy is no good. He later went home to confront her, and an argument broke out, and he did all kinds of mayhem. Jesus. Well, that sucks. Jealousy ain't no good, All right, I'm going to stop sharing these tabs. Stop sharing. And go back to start over, because I was getting a little bit wonky there. All right, here's some more. Here's a clip of John Kennedy. Senator John Kennedy, yeah. Yeah, Senator John. Oh no, not that Kennedy. I think this is Joe Kennedy. What's his name? I call him John Kennedy, but I don't know if that it's a different John Kennedy. Let's see. Oh, Louisiana. Yeah, he is a senator. Louisiana, and he's got the accent to prove it. But anyways, this is a cut of him just saying ridiculously funny stuff because he's actually pretty. He's pretty hilarious. It's from Defiant L's.
Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating. Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. Can I take cocaine with my spouse?
No, sir. No, sir.
I did not call Senator Sanders an ignorant slut. I'm not talking about buying it, but let's suppose I came in one day and the cocaine was there. People who are bilingual. They speak English and stupid. I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. Looks like we're giving Lindsay Lohan the keys to the minibar. President Biden is sort of like Kevin Bacon at the end of Animal House, the cantina bar scene out of Star Wars. They wanted it like Ben wants J-Lo. I'm like Bluto in Animal House. I'm just fat, drunk, and stupid. Frankly, I can't because I can't get my head that far up my rear end. Stick it up their fact checker. They can kiss my ass. Somebody at the White House has been smoking the devil's lettuce. Okay, we cannot run the greatest economy by putting fairy dust and unicorn urine in our cars. Urinate to get off the pot. My car doesn't run off fairy dust. My car doesn't run off unicorn urine. The spending porn on pet projects, it's just chock full of spending porn. There's an enormous amount of spending porn. Next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead, call a criminal, porn? Call a meth head. It must suck to be that dumb. I don't mean disrespect, but the mayor needs to take her meds. Christmas ornaments, drywall, and Jerry Epstein. Name 3 things that don't hang themselves.
Wow. Okay. All right. I don't know if you all found that funny, but it was mildly amusing. Clearly from a different Kennedy clan. Didn't know there was a down south Louisiana Kennedy clan. Hey, here. Let's see. There's nothing down there I want to read. No reading is necessary. Tonight we're gonna just watch videos. Let's see what's going on here. There is an update on Fox News. Kamala picking up a few on Fox. Or no, this is MSNBC. Wrong outlet. I think this is MSNBC. Yeah, here we go. 62 to 168. All right. I don't know, guys. Do you think this is... Are we going to move the needle? Does the Trump presidency bring the economy back, or do we go full on into a headfirst crash over the falls? Does he lock everybody up and use the military to go after his political opponents? Does he force all the women in the country to live as if they are in The Handmaid's Tale? What happens? Or Odds are going insane. Regress bars. Yeah, I'm sure the odds are going insane. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. I mean, it's not that. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. Polyarchy. I was not looking for polyarchy. Polymarkets. Let's see. 70. This is an hour ago. %70 on polymarkets. All right. 78% on polymarkets. That's 4 minutes ago. All right. So, yeah. Yikes. Dang. All right. Well, place your bets, I guess. Step right up, folks. Let's see. Put it here. Put it here. This is where the poly markets are at. The economy is important to leave alone. Yeah. You're waiting to hear from RFK Jr. Here we go. Here's where they're at. 78 to 20. Ew, not looking good for Harris. Again, it is early. It's way early, but am I wrong though? In 2016, didn't they call it like really extra early? It seemed like they knew where it was going in 2016, like pretty quickly, and they were just like, "Oh, that's it." I just remember it being like incredibly early in the day. All right. I mean, I personally, but this is also extremely, very safe and obvious position is that the economy really does dictate a lot about whether there's a change or whether there's a continuation. So if the economy is good, continuation is more likely. But when it's not so good, generally, most of the time gives you a change of yes, we're gonna go. Yes, I wanted to show that, Denver. Generally, when the economy is bad, it generally indicates change. Yeah, well, I was going to show this towards the end, but we might as well do it now. I got too many tabs open, and that's always dangerous. This is the winner no matter what. And this is just like Hillary Clinton in 2016, the superdelegates were already stacked up before the election even started. There were already 538, and they were all like netting. Netting. They're all voting netting. Yeah, what about the mail-ins is a good question, Denver. Well, I wonder, if you remember, so in 2020, I think my memory is pretty good, and I could be wrong. In 2020, at the end of election night, It was Trump actually on top. But they were like, just wait, guys, just wait. The whole night they were like, hold on, guys, hold on. We got to count the mail-in ballots, and we won't know for days who really won, right? So, and that's what happened, right? It was like Trump was actually up, and it had the delegates, it had the electoral college in hand, but they were like, not so fast. And then like early in the morning, 2-3 in the morning, and the next morning they had flipped a couple of the states blue, and that's when people were like started losing their minds. Because if they were if they were willing to call it for Trump that night, I mean, they would have just done it. They were just not. They just didn't want to do it. They were. I feel like they had already. They had already telegraphed, or whatever you want to call it. They'd already shown their hand that they were not intending to just let Trump walk off that night with the election. And so, yeah, I mean, sure, they could do the whole, are they going to call it for Trump tonight? Even if he does take the electoral, are they going to let that happen? Or are they going to go, hold on, guys, hold on. 3 days later, it's going to take 3, 4, 5 days to count all the mail-in ballots. We don't know yet, right? Are they going to start flipping states tomorrow? Flip states on Thursday? What are they going to do? That's the thing. Yeah. The mail-ins, are they being counted in this tally? Right. We don't know. Yeah, it was weird. I have to say, like last year, the thing, it was hinky. It was definitely hinky. Like, again, I don't, I'm not. It was weird. It was very weird. And, do I think that Trump got cheated? I do think that Trump got cheated. It looked way obvious that he got cheated, but maybe not. Maybe those were really the mail-in ballots. Maybe that I don't. It seems weird, and there were a lot of questions, and I think the questions, and then people, the questions weren't really answered adequately for the people who had asked them. So, but yeah, I wonder tonight, are they going to let it be called tonight? I don't know. Probably not. Okay, let me change this up. Excuse me. Outfoxed gave the victory to Bush on fraud in 2000. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh well, I remember that election very clearly, 2000, and I was drunk. I was lit to the gills, but I was watching the return. I remember very distinctly going to sleep on Tuesday night, and they were like, well, it looks like Gore's taking it, and they were waving the blue flag, and it was lots of blue, sea of blue. Looks like Gore took it. And I was like, oh, this is great. And I was like, okay, nighty night. I woke up the next morning like, what? Say what? What the? Poly market is blocked in the US? Really? You think that he's not going to win, Steph C? How am I tonight? Are you asking me like, oh, where? Wait. Oh, this is weird. The time on your chats, guys, is like very odd. Going south. That recent chat says it happened 30 minutes ago. And then like your chat behind that was 11 minutes ago. And I know that's not true. Anyways. That's weird. Not drunk tonight. No, I don't drink anymore. So luckily for everybody. If I still drank, I probably would never do this show. I would never have done this show. The show would have never happened if I was still drinking. But you never know. Probably would have never happened. I think that's safe to say. Let's see. Just because it's election day, yes, climate change is going to make all of this, not really matter in the near future. And so there's that. And that's the truth. Well, where am I? Oh my God. My fear is that I have a big fear. Where am I? I got to make sure I'm on the right. Well, okay. Let's see. I'm so afraid of killing the stream. It's election day in the U.S., but the climate emergency hasn't stopped. Just a few things happened in the U.S. and around the world today. Flooding in Missouri. So this is going on. Extreme fire danger spans the length of California due to high winds, low humidity, and extremely dry conditions. This is true. It is very dry right now. It is very dry and actually quite warm. And yep. And we have had some very high winds in the last few days. Global sea ice is at the lowest it's ever been at this time of year. Global sea ice reaches its maximum level this time of year. So we're talking about the low. Is that right? This time of year? No, I think it's like January, February. I don't think it's. Is the maximum level in November? Or I thought it was like at a different time. Anyways, or maybe I'm just thinking Arctic. Anyways. Massive hail covers the desert in Saudi Arabia. Have you guys been seeing all these? Have you all been seeing these? Iran smashes November temperature record with a high of 105 Fahrenheit. Good Lord. 105 degrees. Good Lord. Massive flooding in West Java, Indonesia. I love that Yellow Dot does these, amalgamations of these disaster videos. So I don't have to show them one by one. Tanzania. Very helpful. Heavy rain in South Africa. Destroying bridges. And so, yes, this is happening. All right. We'll go back to it's 185 Trump, 81. It's, obviously there's big blue states, and California is one of the biggest blue states. Hawaii, Washington, generally blue. Oregon is generally blue, but I think that they have the the capability of flipping red. But I think generally that block of states on the West Coast is blue. So she's going to get a crap ton of electoral college votes there. Although I think that Oregon might, Oregon has the ability to flip red. What was it in They called New York for Harris. Yeah. What wasn't in that amalgamation was Dominican Republic. This is some serious. Sorry, I can't see that. So yeah, back to what I voted for. I mean, I actually voted no. A friend of mine a few years ago made a really great point about all these. Well, in California, he lives in California. Ballot measures that like add taxes to pay for schools or roads or whatever, or bridges or homelessness and it's like these things never get resolved, but they keep on, you keep on voting for these things. And it actually, a lot of times those things get worse. Or there seems to be less money. They seem to always have a shortfall. And it's like, he was kind of like, I'm not voting for any more money for any of these projects because they have the money. They just don't, it just disappears, right? They just, what about the lottery that's supposed to pay for all the schools? Like the school, they just cut the school budgets this year in California because of shortfall. And it's like, come on, guys. Anyways, that always stuck with me. And I kind of, there was a lot of like property tax, raising of the property taxes here in where I live, to fund schools. And I'm just like, tired of all this. So I voted no on everything that was like raising taxes. They did have a ballot measure to raise the minimum wage, which I definitely voted for that. They had a ballot measure to raise or to enact more rent control. I definitely voted for that. There were a few other things that I voted yes on. But generally I voted, and then I just there was some district representatives in the area that I just kind of went all over the place. I voted for like 2 Democrats and 1 Republican. Basically, for various reasons. Yeah, the voting was like all over the place for me. I voted yes on a few of the ballot measures, but like mostly no on raising money, taxes, bonds, and bullshit for things that are never getting repaired anyways, or that are in constant disrepair. So it's, I don't know. Our city budget goes mostly to cops, and it's like, look, do we if we took all the money that we spent on the cops and spent it on the improvements, including housing the homeless and mental health outreach, and if we improved everybody's lives, maybe we wouldn't need any, so many cops. So until they get that kind of shit together, like I'm not voting for, just take that money, all the billions of dollars that you're giving to the cops, take most of that and, put it towards giving people like a nice place to live, or like services, or roads, or, again, minimum wage, healthcare, etc. Right? Am I right? Hey guys, if you want to support the show, there are links. As always, I do appreciate your support. And in these trying times, the support is necessary to keep this show going. So if you enjoy the show coming to you for free Monday through Friday, sometimes once in a while on the weekends, and you want to support the show, there are lots of links in the description box. All the usuals are there: PayPal, Venmo, Buy Me a Coffee. What else? Cash App, etc. Right? And for those of you that support the show, you know who you are, and I really appreciate you. All right. Would this be more fun if I was taking shots? I don't know. I'm not going to do that, but here, let's. This is a fun. That's a funny. Hurrah, hurrah! Today feels like the whole country is waiting for an STD test result. I saw a lot of people that were like, "I voted. I'm over it. Let today be over. Let today be done." George says, "I'm glad you don't drink and that I don't drink." Okay, good. I'm glad you're not drinking, George. Yeah, I'm not gonna give up my sobriety for nothing because it's pretty much the linchpin of like anything I got going on right now. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have much. Dang, the poly market is almost at 80%. That's crazy. Let's go back to this. Nationwide, Trump is still leading the popular vote. Looks like he's picked up a couple more. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get. I was debating on what time to do this show. To do an election night watch along. I know, and it's hard to call because sometimes they I guess, later is generally a given, right? They usually start to call things. It's only 7:00 here, and I feel like it more like at 9 or 10, maybe 11. They might start to firm up how things are looking. More in the 10 or 11 range out here, which is very late back east, of course. So, let's see. Oh, that is shady. You got one of the ballot measure questions from Georgia. Shall the Constitution of Georgia be amended so as to provide for the Georgia tax court to be vested with the judicial power of the state and to have venue judges and jurisdiction concurrent with what? With the superior courts. Yeah, that is shady. No, that's a hell no. I feel like there was something like that on the California ballot tonight. Not about the tax courts. Oh, actually, no. It wasn't super shady, but it was a little weird. They were saying, should we constitutionally stop? So right now in California, I guess constitutionally, you can require an inmate to they're forced to work involuntary labor by inmates in California. And there was a ballot measure to say, do you want to stop this involuntary labor forced upon inmates? And I was like, yeah, it's a constitutional change. I was like, that is just super weird. But yeah, I voted yes on that one because Kamala Harris famously kept people in jail because they needed the labor, right? Like she forced inmates to work past their sentence, the end of their sentence because they needed labor. They wouldn't let people out. And that is crazy. That is wild. So that's gotta, George says Oregon will be blue. Well, I mean, generally is blue. Generally is blue, but I mean, there's a strong red contingent in Oregon. Yes, they generally tend to be blue because of Portland and some other parts of the state, but like interestingly, like my sister lives in Oregon and she lives in this little town, and it's an interesting little town. And it's very mixed, right? If you walk through town, you see obvious, liberal yuppie, tech types from the city, and then you see obvious like local country, guys with guns on their hips, very very red, very libertarian, very like right, and they kind of coexist in this town. Just these two extremes exist in the town like pretty decently, but it's a very interesting place to be. Prison labor bringing back jobs to America in the form of unpaid indenturehood. Yeah. I mean, and that's okay. That's a platform. That's one of those things that people don't really talk much about anymore. Oh, geez, yeah, Trump picking up more. Of course, I mean, this whole middle part of the country is going to be slapping red for sure. So most of the middle of the country is going to be slapping red for sure. But for now, he's kind of stomping along. But we'll see. It's when it hits the West Coast and Hawaii that things are going to definitely veer to the blue. So we have a while. Are we going to see, the dreaded red wave? Is the question. The Democrats have not done themselves any favors in the last 4 years. People are, and Judy, I don't know if you're still in the chats, but Judy was saying she was going Republican just because of the absolute crappiness of the Republicans. I mean, of the Democrats, and genocide and stuff, which is a fine issue to vote on. To be your guide of conscience, or consciousness. Right. The cheat is in effect. What do you mean, Caleb? What you talking about, Caleb? Let's hear it. Oh man, I wish that hey, going south. Rumble bought call-in, but do they have a call-in feature on Rumble? I haven't really seen it. It hasn't jumped out at me. Maybe it's something you have to look for. Maybe it's something that you can use on locals. But did they ever actually do anything with Callin, or is Callin still its own standalone app? I mean, it wasn't working, right? They said, "Oh, bye guys, we got bought by Rumble, so see you later." Did they just buy it out just to buy it out, or I don't know. So you voted straight Republican, Judy, based on Gaza and other things. But I think, that's also what I'm basing my judgment of a, likely Trump win, and everybody else too, but of a likely Trump win, is that, the Democrats have just been failing like so badly, right? Just failing, and really just not doing themselves any favors, and really, making people mad with the sending of the billions to the Ukraine and the Israel, while everybody is struggling to buy groceries. And like, people are pissed. People are pissed, that is real. And I'm sorry, when the mood is like that in the country, when people are pissed like that, you know, pissed off, they are looking at the Democrats and they don't care whether Kamala Harris is not Joe Biden, right? She was saying famously on Jimmy Fallon, like, well, you know, what qualifies you to be president? Well, I'm not Joe Biden or something like that. That's what she said. I was like, okay, you're in the administration. They're going to, you know, people blame you just as much. You know, you're not a different flavor of, oh, you know, I'm a good Democrat. I'm going to, you know, whatever. Judy Truitt, I voted because of RFK and Tulsi and the anti-war stance. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. You know, let's go back to some clips. I'll go a little bit longer, guys. Not too much longer because I got to make dinner. I saw somebody. Denver says I wrote myself in for every position because it's a good way to express the sentiment. F you, abstain from your fraud system. I abstain from your fraud system. All right. You're in New York. I told my illegal friends to come down and vote for Trump. Is that what you said? Okay. All right. You know, I mean, people have lots of skepticism of Trump, and I think that's valid too. Michael Tracy, casting a vote for Republican executive power in the name of defending free speech after a year in which the Republican Party has been on a virulent censorship crusade to stifle and punish speech critical of Israel, really crosses into new frontiers of cognitive dissonance. That's Michael Tracy. And that's pretty good. I mean, he's got away with words. Oh, do you want to see the tweet? Do you want to see it? Anyways, he's got away with words. Now, I know that people are going the other way because they're just sick of, they want the Democrats to leave. You know, they want them to vacate the place. If that's how you're going, if that's what you're doing, hey, you know. Lots of people don't trust the Trump train, and you know, I guess I would be one of those people. I'm not. I like. Ryan Christian said a really good thing about it. He said, you know, it's not enough to get me to jump on the train, all the promises, but if they do good things, you know, when they do good things, when they actually get in there and do good things, then, you know, maybe you got to earn the support. You got to earn the support, right? And you know, I don't know. As I said last time Trump was president, he did okay. You know, some things that I was like, okay, but most of the things were, you know, mostly he broke a lot of promises, and mostly he did not do the thing with the deep state. He did not do, and maybe he was hamstrung, maybe he was hampered, maybe he was, you know, there was too much Russiagate going on for him to actually get anything done. And that's, you know, actually that Russiagate thing was pretty serious. You know, I mean, there was, and I think he was trying to do things, you know, somebody said he was trying to do things to appease, you know, he didn't want to be, he was under a lot of heat right from the beginning, right out of the gate. So he was trying to appease people. All right, maybe. But he didn't really, there were a lot of promises made, a lot of promises broken, and there were some things he did that were downright dastardly, like Operation Warp Speed and the CARES Act. And so lots of people have problems with that. And there's no reason to expect anything different from him this time. Again, he's not Kamala Harris, right? And that's why, you know, that's for the same reasons that people might vote for Harris. She's not Donald Trump. There are plenty of people out there like, I want to vote for the person that's not Kamala Harris, that's not a Democrat, that is not on the blue side. I want to vote for that person. What are you gonna do? You think that Kamala's going to destroy Israel faster? You might be right. Oh, who else? Someone else was saying, yeah, like it's kind of the logic that Trump is actually better for things like climate change or right, because if you wake people up, because if he's so bad and so despicable, right, and you have people really engaged and pissed off and angry, they might actually organize and speak out and do something and move the needle, right? That's why Democrats are so effective in passing Republican things, because nobody's looking, right? Everybody's looking the other way. They're like, oh, good, Democrats are in there, and like we don't have to worry about it anymore. We don't have to care, and we don't have to pay attention. We don't have to organize or have our voices heard. We're going to go back to brunch, right? So the argument is that it's better to have somebody shitty and terrible in there who will wake people up and get people, galvanized, organized, whatever. Okay, you said 9%? 9%? 9% what? 9%? Is she down to 9% on the poly markets? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. Help me. Let's see. Do we have any new poly markets updates? Anybody? I'll refresh. What is they saying now? I think these are old. Hold on, I'm trying to go back to here. You missed this show, Caleb? Okay. Haven't you been tuning in, sir? Yeah, I I haven't been doing a live stream every single day, but just because man, I got so much on my plate. I'll probably do a live stream tomorrow though, because obviously there's going to be I'll probably have to sign off pretty soon, and so probably tomorrow is going to be when everything is going to shake out a little, more obviously. So we'll know more tomorrow morning. And there'll be, I guess, maybe some kind of resolution. But who knows? We don't know. It's 87-12. Good Lord. Is that poly markets? Good God. Yeesh. Well, that's something. That's something. That's something. Let's see. Let's go to the LA Times. Let's go to the Times. What are they saying at the Times? 198 to 109, says the Times. That's the poly market read? Oh, Jesus. It's betting odds, Bella. Let's see. I'm just checking the Twitter feed. Somebody's saying that Melania is not the real Melania. She looks very different, and she's been wearing sunglasses, so it's hard to tell if it's her. It definitely doesn't look like her from the side, and definitely not her body. She looks like she has a different body, and she looks taller. Okay, guys, is this Melania? Hold on. Because I've seen two different pictures of this. %9 is pretty collapsy for a deep state candidate. Yeah. Sorry, I was doing. What did that sound like? Who did that sound like? Yeah. Hold on. This is supposed to be Melania. That is not Melania. Hell no. Is that Melania, y'all? No, that can't. That is not. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Sorry. Yikes, that's scary. That is not Melania. Do you believe that? You almost voted in PA? I mean, wasn't there a bus? Didn't they catch a bus of Democrats voting in New York, and then they got on a bus and went to? You tell me, is that is not Melania? So where's Melania tonight? Is she's got a stand-in? Clearly, a doubles in there. No way. Is this shit? Did I lose my Rockfin feed? I think I did. Are you guys okay on Rockfin? Still got people on Rockfin? Oh, we do. Okay. Sorry, guys. I think I messed up though. Something. Okay, it's back. Sorry, Rockfinners. We're okay. We're back on Rockfin. If you were watching there, if you prefer to watch there. Anybody? That is not Melania. No way. Not even close. It can't be. Am I tripping? She's a lot more smiley than her. I mean, just nothing about her looks. The cheeks, the hair, the figure, the height, the smile. Like nothing is. That's not. No, that is wrong. That is very wrong. Let's see. Let's go back here. Okay, I gotta. All right. Trump's up to 207 on this one. If things ended right now, Republicans would control the entire federal government. The system desires a divided government. Right. It's the chances of a red wave though are very, very high. Or something of a red wave. Something, the GOP picking up a lot tonight is highly likely because Democrats just been sucking ass. Sorry. But it's true. They've been sucking ass. They're horrible. They are terrible. And people are pissed and people kind of hate them right now. For good reason. For really good reason. And they did it to themselves. It doesn't look like something she would wear. No. ABC projected Colorado for Harris. Some people thought it might go red. I think it's still early. Yeah, I don't know. It is early, guys. It's early. And, well, I think this is going to have to be the end for me. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and talking about this and that. I didn't even get to all the clips, but I'll just show you, we'll do this tomorrow at 11 a.m. Okay, we'll do a little live stream tomorrow, and I can show you the rest of the clips. But it's looking, he's up 43 to 37 million popular vote. Just needs 270. It's getting kind of close. She also looks too young. Yeah. Yeah, she looks younger than Melania. She doesn't. She's expecting. No. No, it's just all. She's completely off. That's just not Melania. So apparently Melania was like, hell no, I'm not hanging out with you tonight. No. I'm gonna watch this. We'll send in the double with the sunglasses on. You know. There we go, Caleb. There we go. All right. That's the spirit, Caleb. I love it. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow at 11. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate you. Oh, shoot. And I don't have my phone. So I cannot. Give me 1 second. My phone's right here. I was just gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody if they contributed to the show. If y'all are in a contributing mood, I don't know. It doesn't look that way as of yet. All right, guys. Is everybody mad at me because I've been saying that Trump's going to win? Don't be mad. Don't be mad at the truth. All right. He might not win, but he's probably going to win. But don't be mad at the truth. Be mad at the people that let you down, let your dreams and your hopes and your dreams down. Okay? Okay. I'm just kidding. I love y'all. Thank you. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for hanging out. And let's see. Let's get this off the screen here. Peace out, y'all. Until next time. Arrivederci.